ran along with Hank Graham. And Hank, when you look at these two teams, New Orleans and Pittsburgh, two teams with similar styles and stature.
Yeah, it's going to be like watching an inter-squad game, I think, because both teams do the same thing extremely well. Both teams like to run the football. Both teams do an excellent job against the run. They have excellent specialty teams and two great kickers. This is going to be a sledgehammer game, and I think in the final analysis, the team with the biggest hammer is going to win this one.
All right, Hank, the weather, rain is forecast, 70% chance throughout the day. The temperature, you see it there, 48 degrees, seems much colder. There is a little bit of a wind. We should have an interesting matchup today between these two teams. The series tied at 4 apiece. Rod Woodson and Dwight Stone deep for Pittsburgh, and they will not run it out. Dwight Stone will down it in the end zone. So Mark Malone comes on as the starting quarterback for the Steelers, and he got mixed reviews as he was introduced, boos and cheers, and he'll be facing a formidable New Orleans defense led by Bruce Clark, Tony Elliott, and Jim Wilkes up front. Outstanding core of linebackers, Jackson, Mills, Johnson, and Swilling. Swilling having an outstanding year. Waymer, Jakes, Atkins, and Maxey in the secondary. As it was mentioned earlier in the NFL Today show, Gibson and Sutton are not in the lineup today. First down, Pittsburgh. Malone throws incomplete. It was intended for Calvin Sweeney, number 85, and he was covered by Dave Waymer, and that's a matchup that goes way back. Waymer and Sweeney covered each other in college. Pittsburgh's offense, Malone the quarterback, Abercrombie and Pollard the setbacks. Jackson is hurt and will not play today. Stallworth and Sweeney the wideouts. Up front, Penny, Wolfley, Webster, Long, Ilkin, and Lee, a replacement player who is now starting. Second and 10 from the 20 Steelers. Pollard up the middle. Bangs his way across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Frank Pollard. He was hit by Sam Mills, the linebacker. Hank, what do you think today?
Well, I think these are the things that are going to be very important for both teams this afternoon as far as the game plans are concerned. I think, number one, that the Saints have to be made to throw the ball. They have to win the battle on first down, and I think they have to hold Mays and Hilliard to under 125 yards rushing.
Third and 3. The pass is complete. It'll be close to a first down. Abercrombie made the catch, and Milton Jacks made the tackle. That was Rodney Carter.
And that's the thing I mean about being unpredictable, Tim. I think that both teams like to run the ball a lot on first and 10. I think both teams have to express a pass personality about 40% of the time in this game today to give them a changeup and not be predictable.
Carter's catch gives Pittsburgh a first down at the 31. Ball's loose, pressure backside. Ricky Jackson, number 57, with a sack.
Pittsburgh's using they're using a new formation for the first time, a triple wing formation to the right with a wing on the right side, and he was going to roll to the left that time, and I think in his eagerness to get out of there, why he dropped the football, and of course Ricky Jackson is blitzing on the play. Blitzing on the play makes the sack. Watching him from another angle, he never did get possession of the ball. It looked like he did not ride his hands with the center, and for that reason he dropped the ball. Ricky Jackson, 57, on a blitz. Second and 20.
Give inside to Pollard, out back to the 27-yard line. Vaughn Johnson makes the tackle. You know, the Saints had 5 sacks, 5 interceptions, and 2 fumble recoveries against the Giants last week, so this defense is playing extremely well. Jim Mora now in his second year with the Saints, and he's made tremendous progress. A win today would match last year's total of victories. With 4 left to play, and it would guarantee their first winning season ever. Chuck Noll now in his 19th season. Excuse me, Hank.
Go ahead.
Third and 14. Malone throws deep, almost intercepted. It was intended for John Stallworth.
They were expecting a zone defense that time, and Stallworth was going to try to go right down the seam and try to lick the area between the linebackers and the defensive backs. The ball was thrown way, way over the top and falls incompleted, which is obvious, but that's what they were trying to do in that last play.
It was holding against Mel Gray was declined, or I'm sorry, Webster declined. Mel Gray not deep.
I'll be surprised if we don't see the New Orleans Saints block a kick here this afternoon. They don't go after him this time.
The average is 42 yards a punt. This one a low liner. Taken by Gray. Across the 35, they're down it at the 36-yard line. Young made the tackle. Nice return by Gray. So we're scoreless with 12-11 remaining in the first quarter. Welcome back to Pittsburgh, where the score is still 0-0. We've got 12-11 remaining first quarter. Tim Brand and Hank Stram with you at Three River Stadium. Malone was unable to get anything going. What did you see early, Hank? Look at this.
Well, look at Chicago 8-2, San Francisco 8-2, Washington 7-3, and they looked bad last week on their Monday night game against the Rams, didn't they?
They sure did. You know, look at this. New Orleans up top, and if you throw out the strike games, they're tied for first place with San Francisco right now.
They could be the hottest team in the National Football League right now. I'm talking about the New Orleans Saints.
First and 10, New Orleans. Fake reverse. Reuben Mays across the 40. He'll down it at the 42-yard line.
And that's a good way to start the game because we're talking about not being predictable. They fake a reverse on the very first play of the game, which is good, which is contrary to what they normally like to do. Reuben Mays gets the pitch, fakes to the wingback coming around the outside, breaks up the field. But it's a good way to start the game, and they pick up 5 yards on a kind of a deceptive play on the first play of the game.
Wayne Woodruff with the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 4 at the 42. Mays, left side, being chased from behind, turns it on. First down, New Orleans. Donnie Shell finally made the tackle on the corner.
Tackled by Shell. Watch Merriweather, number 57, the right linebacker, Hobie Brenner. That's the great thing about this offensive scheme of the New Orleans Saints. The tight ends do a super job of containing and blocking the linebackers, and as a result, they're able to get outside and do a great job of option running by Reuben Mays.
First and 10. Barry Word now joined in the backfield by Reuben Mays. Play action. Hebert throws underneath the coverage, incomplete. It was intended for Barry Word. Let's take a look at that Pittsburgh defense. Up front, Willis, Gary Dunn, and he has that cockeyed stance over the center. Nelson is the outside man. Hinkle, Little, Cole, and Merriweather. Good linebacking core for the Steelers. And in the secondary, Woodruff, Hall, Everett, and the longtime veteran Donnie Shell. 2nd and 10 from the 48. Mays carries tacklers up to midfield. Dunn and Nelson made the tackle. Take a look at the offense. Bobby Hebert is the quarterback. Reuben Mays, last year's Rookie of the Year, the running back, along with Barry Word. Out wide, Martin and Jones. And the offensive line, Dombrowski, Edelman, Hilgenberg, Serpillo, Brock, and Hobie Brenner, the big tight end. They'll also use John Tice, and they're like 2 tackles at tight end. 6 defensive backs now for the Steelers.
And 9 of them are on the line of scrimmage. 9 people on the line of scrimmage and 2 deep.
3rd and 8. They're in man coverage. Incomplete. Intended for Eric Martin. Broken up nicely by Lupe Sanchez, 28.
You know, the other interesting thing about these 2 teams, the Pitt defense averages 6'2" and 243 in weight and size. And the New Orleans Saints offensive line 6'5", 279, which is a big advantage, which is very obvious.
Look at the average for Hansen, not impressive, 39.8 yards.
He got off to a great start against Cleveland, Tim, and he hasn't kicked nearly as well since.
He's a 3-step guy, slow, but Pittsburgh's a return team. Rod Woodson is deep for the Steelers. The ball hits at the 1 and goes through for the touchback. So a 50-yard punt by Hansen backs the Steelers up at their own 20-yard line. That's where they'll have their second possession when we come back. Is setting in the Pennsylvania Hills outside of Pittsburgh. And this is the city gearing up for Christmas time. Christmas lights everywhere, Hank.
Yeah, it's very exciting, isn't it? It seems like Christmas is next week, the way this place is decorated.
First down, Steelers. Pollard and Abercrombie in the backfield for Malone. Out across the 26-yard line goes Abercrombie. Ricky Jackson makes the tackle. Let's check in on Malone and see how he's done in the quarterback ratings. Marino's up top. Malone way down near the bottom, Hank.
I talked to him about that the other day, and he said, you know, we're not kind of worried about percentage passing. We try to throw the ball deep a lot, and the only thing we're concerned about is winning games, not passing percentages.
Well, he's dead last. He's 1 for 3 today, and he's, for the year, thrown 6 touchdowns, but has 11 interceptions. 2nd and 4 from the 26. Ball's loose. Malone just dropped it, but recovered his own fumble. Looks like somebody hit the ball.
Yeah, it did. He was a little slow coming around on a reverse pivot, I think. And as a result, he got a piece of the back and dropped the football. Let's see what happens. Watch him reverse pivot, meaning he's going to turn around. See, and he's slow. It looks like the guard knocked it out of there.
It hit Pollard's back, I think.
Somebody hit it. You couldn't tell specifically, but somebody knocked it right out of his hands, and I think he was slow coming around on the pivot.
It's a good thing Malone wasn't slow getting on it because Vaughn Johnson was there in a hurry. It'll be 3rd and 7. Steelers. He's got pressure, throws high, and that's a dangerous pass against a defense that has 22 interceptions on the year. It was intended for Stallworth, and Van Jakes was in the neighborhood and closer to the ball than Stallworth was.
And Ricky Jackson getting penetration again. He said yesterday, talking to him, he said, we haven't been nearly as aggressive as we'd like to be. We were last week, and we're going to be a lot more aggressive this week, and so far they have been that.
Harry Newsom, 1 punt, 47 yards. That's way above his average. Mel Gray, the return man for the Steelers, or for the Saints, rather. Gray will let this one hit. It takes a Pittsburgh bounce and rolls down near the 35-yard line. And that's where it'll stop. A 42-yard punt. New Orleans will have the ball. We're still scoreless with 8:25 remaining, first quarter. Stadium, and Hank, what's the story with Pittsburgh? Malone's put it on the ground twice. He's been sacked and he's throwing high.
Well, they look very nervous. They don't look like they're in sync yet, and they better start getting in sync or else they're going to be in trouble.
Malone is 1 for 4. Meanwhile, New Orleans has the ball. 1st and 10 at the 35. Hebert has trouble with the snap. Gets it to Mays. Mays in the secondary has a New Orleans first down, and he's up to the 47-yard line. Reuben Mays finally taken down by Delton Hall. A gain of 13.
Here we see him on a straight shot. Look at he almost dropped the snap, but had control of it. Got it to Reuben Mays in time. Very shaky start for both quarterbacks.
4 carries, 27 yards for Mays. First down and 10 at the 48. 3 tight ends for New Orleans. Mays, power left. He picks up about 4, so that'll bring up 2nd and 6. Edmund Nelson and David Little made the tackles.
Here's a game plan for the Saints. They cannot be predictable. Number 2, being not predictable means that you can't do on first down what you would normally have done consistently. They have to throw the ball some on 1st and 10. They have to throw the ball 40 times specifically on 1st and 10, 40% on first down, and then they have to win the specialty team battle, I think.
All right, it's 2nd and 6, Saints. Play action, pressure backside. Hebert sidesteps it and underthrows Mays. But the pressure was coming hard from Keith Willis, the 6-year pro out of Northeastern.
And he's been their best consistent pass rusher. Reedy comes off the ball and does a super job. 93, Keith Willis.
Hank, you're exactly right about the 2 quarterbacks. Hebert now is 0 for 3. 3rd down efficiency for the Saints. Fairly strong. 5 defensive backs for the Saints, or for the Steelers, rather. Again, there's pressure. Hebert throws underneath. He has it complete, but it'll be short of the first down. Dalton Hilliard tried to lunge forward and get the first, but he couldn't get there because Rod Woodson was pulling him back.
They confused Hebert a little bit. They showed him a 3-man line and dropped back 8 people. And then as he looked like he was trying to change the play, why then they moved 2 guys up on the outside and gave him a 5-man rush. It confused him a little bit, and they missed making the first down by about a yard.
Brian Hansen, see what his first punt did, went through the end zone. Rod Woodson is deep for Pittsburgh. Good snap. He's angling this one for the corner. It's a low liner, and it'll go up out of bounds inside the 5. They'll mark it at the 3, but there is a flag.
He kicked that one like it had radar hooked up to it. It was a beautiful kick. He knew exactly where he wanted to go, and he got it there. Penalty, it looks like against New Orleans, huh?
It is. You can bring it back.
And most of the time, you know, Timmy, when you're a right-footed kicker, you want to kick the ball out of bounds to your left, because that way, if you kick it off the side of your foot, it's still going to be a good kick. It'll roll right down the middle of the field. If you try to kick it out of bounds to your right and it rolls off your foot, then it goes out of bounds, and you can have a very bad kick.
Number 55. Illegal receiver downfield, 4th down.
That's Joe Colbrand, number 55. You know, all the Saints coaches have extensive coaching experience, and they've done a marvelous job. But an interesting note, not one of these coaches played professional football.
The only thing about it is they're professional coaches, and that's the only thing that really matters. They're doing a great, great job. Jim Mora and his entire staff, a super job, which proves you don't have to play professional football to do a good job.
Good teachers. Hansen again, his last one 40 yards. He angles for the corner again. We'll see if he's as successful. No way. Goes through the end zone, so they'll bring it out to the 20, and Pittsburgh gets a break with a penalty. A 48-yard punt, so his average on the Brandon Hank Stram with you. A scoreless ball game. We've got 5 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Hank, what do you think here? Look at the NFC West.
Well, it's a 2-man race, which is very obvious, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Saints do today, and of course what San Francisco does tonight against a great Cleveland team.
This has become a very big ball game for these teams. 1st and 10, they give it straight ahead. And they're met by the entire front line of the New Orleans Saints. Bruce Clark got there first.
You know, interesting thing about Mark Malone, talking to him the other day, he said that up until after the strike, he called all the plays himself, which is very unusual in professional football. And since the strike, why the coaches are calling the plays, and he said really he liked it a lot better when he was calling it himself because he could set things up. Now he has to wait for the play and interpret the play and interpret the call, and it's a totally different picture.
They gave Pollard 2 yards on that last play. 2nd down. And again, it's Pollard. Has a hole. Out close to the 30. They'll mark it at the 28-yard line before Sam Mills, the linebacker, makes the tackle. He'll be just shy of the first down.
The other thing about this Pittsburgh team, you know, they come off the bus trying to trap people. They're an angle blocking team. The Saints are a zone blocking team in that they're big and they're strong, and they try to knock people off the line of scrimmage. The Pittsburgh Steelers like to trap and block on angles inside and outside to get their holes.
You see the 3rd down efficiency there, but the Saints have converted, or kept teams rather, to an NFC low 33% conversion. This is Pollard. He'll be close. There is a flag, but I'm telling you, he was nailed by Sam Mills. Great pursuit by the linebacker.
Holding number 60.
And they'll move it back. Brian Blankenship was called for holding, so they'll push him back.
All the Pittsburgh linemen are about the same size. They look like they were all made by the same cookie stamper. They're about 6'2", 260, and they pull and run extremely well.
These two teams are so similar. You have 2 most accurate kickers in football, 2 run-oriented offenses. two defenses which force turnovers. Matter of fact, both clubs have 22 interceptions on the year.
The only thing different really is the Saints are a bigger team and they got more overall team speed.
3rd and 11. Malone is 1 for 4 on the afternoon. He'll have to pick that up. Here he goes with the draw play inside. And the fans don't like the call. Frank Warren made the tackle before it even began. Walter Abercrombie, 34, was the ball carrier.
Well, a lot of people question the call, but what they're trying to get done, that was their not their prevent, but their pass defensive scheme. And they were anticipating a pass, and they thought maybe they would simulate a pass look and run a draw trap, and it didn't succeed. You have to give the Saints a lot of credit for. There's that block I was telling you about.
Recovered by the Saints. The Saints down to the 5 to 10 yard line before he's run out of bounds. This is a team which has blocked 6 kicks this year.
Newsom, watch what happens on the play, and the center gets a little hitch on the snap, and that's really the problem. And that's why they got to jump, and that's why I mentioned earlier that I thought they could block a kick. There you see, and he took the perfect angle right across his foot.
Buford Jordan picked it up. I thought he was going to score at first. Look at the right hand of your screen, Hank.
Yeah, watch it. Here he comes, Johnny Poe, number 25. Perfect angle, blocks the kick. Buford Jordan picks it up. Saints have possession on the 10.
6 block kick this year. They force turnovers. We told you that. First down, Saints. Hebert on the waggle. Not much there. He may have lost a yard. Knocked out by David Little at the 11.
Watching Pittsburgh practice on Friday, they had a very spirited workout with full pads, good hitting. And the one thing that was very obvious watching them play, they wanted to make sure they pursued extremely well, contained very well, and everybody is around the football. Some kind of a counter or misdirection play would be, I think, appropriate somewhere along the line early in this game for the New Orleans Saints.
2nd and 11, New Orleans. Big block by Poe. The give to Mays. Cuts inside one tackler, but is taken down at about the 8. Keith Willis made the tackle.
That's the pursuit we're talking about. Watch Little, number 50. A good angle. Hinkle playing off the block. They finally come back. A good shot by Willis, and he makes the tackle. Good pursuit angle.
Timeout.
Bobby Hebert calls a timeout for New Orleans. He wants to talk things over. There, Billy Lockbaum, of course. Timmy Brown. It is 3rd and 8 from the 8. They're faced with a 3rd and goal situation. They go to shotgun formation. Everybody up tight. Man-to-man coverage. Overthrown. Intended for Mike Jones in the back of the end zone, but that ball was gone as soon as he released it.
Hebert is concerned. He's talking to the lineman. They didn't get down or something, but he was concerned about it in the process. He bobbled the ball a little bit before he got a chance to grip it and throw it, and I think for that reason he threw it way over the top. He was not ready to throw the football.
Hebert now is 1 for 5 and 5 yards. So Morton Anderson comes on. Brian Hansen will be the holder. 25-yard attempt, and Anderson the best. The snap was low. Hansen just barely got it on the ground. That's a great kick by Anderson. And the Saints are on the board.
Talking to Anderson before the game, he was concerned about his shoe in the right foot and changed it a couple of times and has one right now, an all-weather kicking shoe.
Watch this, Hank. I'm surprised he got it up.
Good hands on the part of the kicker, the holder, Brian Hansen. Watch it.
I don't know if that's good hands or not.
Well, he caught it good, but he put it down badly. Put it down at an angle. Looked like it slid out of his hands as he put the ball down. The catch was good.
Did you see that? Rather than having the finger at the top of the ball, he put his hands around it just to save it. And I think he got his hand kicked.
I think he did too, but at least he got the ball up where he could kick it.
Bottom
and that
line
was the key.
You're right. The bottom line is 3 points.
Get the 3 points. Somehow, some way, get the 3.
So New Orleans is on the board. Rod Woodson and Dwight Stone will be deep for the Steelers. And Gordon Anderson now, after that, I'm going to call it an outstanding field goal conversion, will now kick off.
And the Steelers started the last 3 drives on their own 20-yard line.
You know, this is New Orleans' first appearance at Pittsburgh since 1978. Only their second ever at Three Rivers Stadium. This guy is one quality kicker, I'll tell you that.
Talked to Tom Benson on the field before the game. I said, anything special you want to say? Yes. We're going to make history today. He said, we're going to make history today.
It'll be Dwight Stone at the goal line. Takes it out to the 20. And they'll mark it at the 21. Right now, let's go to New York. Here's Brent Musburger. Brent? War Eagle. Roll Tide. Boy, they did a fantastic job, Brent. I'm sure you had a chance to watch it. Pat Dye always does a marvelous job down there. It'll be first and 10 at the 22 for the Steelers. Malone, backside pressure. Gets away from it now and bounces it out to Stallworth. And you can hear the boos.
I don't know whether Swilling got a piece of that or not, but anyway, he threw it into the ground. Watch Swilling, number 56. He's made a dramatic difference in this defense. Look at him go to the outside. He's being blocked to the outside. Comes back around the outside, and I don't know. You can't see for sure whether he got a piece of the ball or not, but I'm sure what's-the-name had a bad reaction from the pressure that was being put on by Pat Swilling.
Swilling leads the Saints with 5.5 sacks. Ran into him on the elevator of the hotel last night. Looked like the Cookie Monster. Had about 8 chocolate chip cookies, the big kind.
How far did you bounce when you ran into him?
Second and 10. This one is complete. Ouija Thompson made the catch and tap danced out of bounds. He was working on Dave Waymer, the corner.
Ouija Thompson now is 6'6". Gets a big jump. The ball is way up on top. Mismatch on the part of Waymer. But the ball was thrown perfectly. I don't know how you're going to stop that kind of a ball.
He's now 2 of 6. Pollard with a little hop, skip, and a jump carries it out across the 35 to the 36. Van Jakes makes the tackle.
Swilling slowed him down a little bit. He was blitzing on the play, number 56. And number 22, Van Jakes, came up there and made the tackle. Good reaction, good play on the part of the New Orleans Saints defense.
I think we have to mention, too, offensively for the Steelers, as you look at Pat Swilling, that Ernest Jackson is not in the lineup today. All-pro running back. Steelers ranked 4th in rushing. 2nd and 9 from the 37. They give inside to Pollard. Gets a block. He's out to the 41-yard line. Tackle was made there by Gene Atkins and Bruce Clark. Bruce Clark has not really been playing that well of late. He has an arthritic knee, and it has bothered him. Hank seems to have slowed him up.
It has a little bit, but he's an exceptional player. And in spite of the fact that he's not 100%, he's still playing much better than most people under those circumstances.
He has an arthritic knee. The nose tackle, Tony Elliott, has a calf problem, a hamstring, and an ankle all in the same leg. So they're banged up front. 3rd and 5. Again, there's pressure. This pass is complete. It'll be a first down Pittsburgh, depending on the mark. Rodney Carter is the man that took it across the stripe, 45.
That's Swilling in there again that time. Oh, he is murdered.
Toy Cook, the nickelback, made the hit.
Talking to Ricky Jackson yesterday, I said, how much pressure has Swilling taken off of your responsibility? He said, an awful lot. And don't forget Vaughn Johnson and Sam Mills. That's a great group of linebackers. It really is. They're terrific.
This one's going to be close. But he got it. you're just joining us, it is 3-0 New Orleans.
Watch Swilling in the circle again, number 56. Watch him come off the ball. He's so quick and so fast that he gets right by the offensive tackle and makes the quarterback throw when he's really not ready to throw.
Second-year pro out of Georgia Tech. First down and 10 at the 46. Pollard runs into his own man, and he's going to lose several yards. Ricky Jackson will be credited with the tackle, but I think his own blockers did it.
Terry Long, I think, was 74, was in his way, and he ran into Terry Long. It was a play-action fake with the left guard pulling and trapping on the play like they do on the run, and I think that's what happened on the play.
And that should just about do it. It will for the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, our score, New Orleans 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers nothing.
In 73, watch him pull the wrong way to hit each other. Look at this. Bang! 268, 265.
That's the best hit we've had today, Hank.
That's a key breaker. That's what they call a key breaker.
Second and 15 for the Steelers. Pollard inside. The tackle again made by Ricky Jackson, and the crowd doesn't like it, Hank. Second and 15, and they're running inside.
Well, they're going to do, talking to Chuck Noll yesterday, so we're going to do what we do. We run the ball, we trap blocking. We're not going to do anything different. We're just going to execute. We got to do what we know best and what we execute best, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to change it up a little bit with a few different formations and also throwing a little bit more on 1st and 10, but beyond that, they're doing everything basically the same.
Saints go to a nickel defense now on 3rd and 11. Two deep, man on the corners. Here comes Jackson, sacks Malone. Ricky Jackson, 57, 6'2", 243-pounder out of Pitt, playing in front of the home folks.
Abercrombie did a terrible job of trying to block Ricky Jackson. He was in a position to make the block and just blew the block. Watch Ricky Jackson, 57. Watch Abercrombie, number 30. There he is. He misses the block. There's one thing you can't do is try to block Ricky Jackson low. He's so nimble, he'll jump right over the top.
This is Mel Gray at the 21. And they've got a little bit of a wall set. Takes it across the 42, but there is a flag back at the 30. Danzo Lee made the tackle. But we'll wait to see what this flag is.
Illegal block above the waist in the back, number 25. First down.
So Fred Wyant tells us that Johnny Poe threw an illegal block, and they'll move the Saints back. So New Orleans will have it 1st and 10 at the 21. 13:59 remaining in the second quarter. 3-0 New Orleans. Giving the game plan, telling them what they're going to do, what will work, what won't. They better find something because it hadn't worked yet.
What he's doing is talking about blocking responsibility. He doesn't like how many times he's been sacked. He's trying to get Webster and Abercrombie set on who's going to block number 57, Ricky Jackson. That's what he's talking about.
Saints have it 1st and 10 at the 21. Barry Word and Reuben Mays are the setbacks. Straight ahead across the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Saints are content just to bang, bang, bang with Reuben Mays. Gary Dunn made the tackle. Well, we told you coming in that these are two running teams, and I guess this just seems to express the point.
Well, I think it verifies what Chuck Noll says. We're going to do what we do best. The minute you try to deviate from what you do best, sometimes you fool yourself and don't execute nearly as well as you should. And it's obvious what they've done on 1st and 10. Nothing much.
Robin Cole comes out of the ball game. They put an extra defensive back in. It's 2nd and 9 from the 22. Mays. And Reuben Mays is having a tough time on the corner. Edmund Nelson, 64, was there first, and he got plenty of support.
They're chasing the ball. They're chasing Reuben Mays, and they're doing a great job of it so far. Talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're not overly large, but they're very quick and agile. And they're doing a good job of containing and then pursuing from the inside. They don't want them to cut back.
The Saints have converted an NFC high 47% on 3rd downs. It's 3rd and 9. Hill in motion. Hebert with not much time throws an interception. It's picked off by Woodruff. Touchdown Pittsburgh. Yard return by Dwayne Woodruff.
They were in the zone that time, Timmy. They had 4 men rushing. Brian Hinkle going right up the middle, got in his face. 7 men back, and he threw it right to Woodruff. He was the only guy that was open. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
The extra point is good. It's 7-3 Steelers.
Watch 53 now. He comes right up in the middle area, right into his face, and he throws the ball, but he doesn't see Hinkle. He throws it right over the top. Woodruff in double coverage on his own makes the interception. Woodson, number 26, throws a good block downfield, and the rest is history. Goes in for the touchdown.
So Woodruff with a 32-yard return leads 7-3. Was that man, number 49, Dwayne Woodruff? He sat out all last year with a knee injury. My, has he come back and played this season? The ball is put on the ground by Mel Gray, and he'll be taken down rudely at the 14-yard line. So all of a sudden, the crowd is into the ball game here. Woodson made the tackle. Here's the turnover story. They're plus 13 in the giveaway takeaway, and they've converted those 13 takeaways into 55 points. They lead the league, Hank.
Yeah, they're doing a terrific job. And you win, 2 out of 3 ways usually. Punt, pass, with the running of the offense, the defense, and the specialty teams. They've done a great job.
1st and 10 at the 15 for the Saints. Hebert coming back after that interception. Just dumps it underneath the zone to Reuben Mays. And he takes it out to the 20-yard line before Donnie Shell makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 20-yard line for New Orleans. And Bobby Hebert is struggling.
He's struggling because he's getting a lot of different looks, Tim, coverage-wise, and it's confusing him a little bit.
Pitch back to Reuben Mays, cuts inside, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more. Brian Hinkle made the tackle, along with David Little, the linebacker, number 50.
Ward missed a block that time. Barry Ward, number 34, missed a block on Hinkle. And they say he's the most underrated linebacker in the National Football League. In fact, Jack Lambert said he's the very best outside linebacker he has seen since Jack Ham, which is quite a compliment.
Hinkle was the MVP of the Steelers defense last year. 3rd and 5 at the 20. They play a game up front, little blitz underneath, and it's complete for a 1st down. Mike Jones takes it out across the 35 to the 36-yard line, where Dwayne Woodruff makes the tackle.
Look at on 1st down efficiency, 4 times on 1st down, 6 yards running on pass, minus 3.7, and that's something they thought they had to do well in this game.
1st down at the 36, New Orleans. Jones in motion, pitch back to Mays, gets a block on the corner. Great run support, though, by the Pittsburgh defense. Donnie Shell was there first, but they had a lot of pursuit.
They've got to run a reverse. They have to do something with misdirection, Tim, to take advantage of that pursuing defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're flying as soon as they see the ball go one way. They're all flying over there, trying to contain and pursue and keeping an inside-out angle on Reuben Mays.
Had a lot of fun talking to Donnie Shell yesterday. Got his master's degree in counseling. Reuben Mays across the 40 to the 42-yard line. David Little again is there first. Shelton Hall came in to give support.
We asked Donnie Shell yesterday who his hero was as he was growing up. He said Tatum, the great safety man for the Oakland Raiders. He said he was his idol.
Reuben Mays not going to get there. He had to get up to the 46-yard line for the first down. He's way short of that. Hardy Nickerson made the tackle. And listen to the cheer for the defense.
Pittsburgh would like to be able to stuff the run and make New Orleans throw the ball consistently to try to win this football game. So far, they're stuffing the run pretty well.
Brian Hansen to punt for New Orleans. Rod Woodson is deep for Pittsburgh. A lot of pressure. Unusual to bring that pressure, but they know he's slow. This one hits inside the 10 at the 5, and it'll be down at the 4. So Hansen, who had one down at the 3 earlier, but was called back because of penalty, gets this one inside the 5. A 50-yard punt. Ways, and 6 of the Pittsburgh's 25 touchdowns this year have come from turnovers. 4 by interception, 2 by fumble, so they continue that ratio here today. First and 10 from Malone. The ball on the 5. Abercrombie and Pollard switch. Pollard in motion now. And this is Abercrombie trying to get the corner. And he takes it out to the 8. Right now, let's go back to New York. Here's Brent Musburger. Brent. Brent, we've been getting a lot of calls from Miami. They want to know if you're coming back. They've got the spelling correct now. Brett Maxey is down. He's injured. It is 2nd and 7. The ball on the 8 for the Steelers, but right now Maxey is the concern of the trainers.
If Brent does go back, we got to make sure we get him an armored car.
Ray Penny comes out of the ball game. Buddy Idolette comes in for Pittsburgh. And Maxey is up and goes out on his own power. Coming up next Saturday, CBS Sports presents the nation's top riders competing in one of the sport's most prestigious events from Madison Square Garden in New York City. It's the Mercedes Horse Jumping Championship, starting at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific. That's next Saturday right here on CBS Sports. Johnny Poe comes in to replace Brett Maxey. It'll be 2nd and 7 on the 8. Abercrombie to the 12-yard line. And Sam Mills, number 51, makes the tackle. What a story he is. 5'9", 225-pounder at a Montclair State. They have him listed, Hank, as a second-year pro, but he spent 3 years with Jim Moore in the USFL.
Well, the computer can't measure the size of the Valentine, and that's his big asset. And those linebackers of the New Orleans Saints, all 4 of them are really terrific. I don't know whether there's any better linebacking in the league right now than those 4.
3rd and 3, Pittsburgh. Malone with pressure, throws underneath, no chance. Boy, was that smelled out by Ricky Jackson. A little extra incentive today for Jackson. He played right here in Pittsburgh in college.
Boy, he read that perfectly. Looked like he must have been locked in on a man-for-man.
That's exactly right. As soon as Pollard touched it, Jackson was all over him. A lot of pressure inside. High line drive kick. This is Mel Gray to the 50, to the 45-yard line, and that's all he'll get. Woodard and Nickerson made the tackle. 47-yard punt, 11-yard return. The NFC East, Washington up top. Although if you take those 3 strike games out that they won, things tighten up significantly.
Yeah, but you can't take them out.
That's right. And don't forget, coming up, Game 2 of our doubleheader, the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins. And I'll guarantee you there are some long memories in that game. It was the championship last year up at the Meadowlands.
They got to pump it up here. They got to throw the ball 1st and 10 right here, Timmy. They got to loosen up a little bit and throw. No.
Hilliard bounces to the outside, to the 40, down to the 35-yard line. They'll mark it just inside the 35 for Dalton Hilliard. Thomas Everett finally cut him down there, but he was moving quite nicely.
Yes, he's a great escape runner. He starts one way, especially when he's deep enough in the I formation. He starts one way, and you never know where he's going to end up. A great balance, terrific legs, and a great follow-through runner.
Bear on 1st down, gives it back to Hilliard. The 32-yard line. David Little, number 50, is there first.
Watch Little, number 50. He calls the plays. He's comes in there untouched. But you know what's happening? They got 3 guys inside. They got an 8-man front, basically. Nobody touched Little on the play. They've got an 8-man front, and they're trying to run into that 8-man front. It's very difficult. They got to throw against that situation to take advantage of it. Here they go again. They got 3 guys right inside.
John Tice switches to the wing. Ruben Mays, the lone setback on 2nd and 8. This is Mays. Good block by Tice. 1st down, Mays, and then some. Down to the 10, the 7-yard line before Thomas Everett runs him out of bounds. We've got 5:14 remaining in the first half. We're at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Tim Brandt and Hank Stram with you, where the Pittsburgh Steelers lead New Orleans 7-3.
And what Pittsburgh is doing, they're bringing a free safety up, number 27, Everett, and it winds up being like a 8-man line. Now they're back to normal when they got hurt on the outside play.
After that 18-yard pickup, it's 1st down at the 15. This is Hilliard. Takes it down to the 13. Thomas Everett made the tackle. You know, Hilliard actually started in front of Ruben Mays early last year. And then Mays took over and ended up as the Rookie of the Year.
Hilliard really is a great back. I think last year he came in a little late, and also he was a little heavier than he is now, and as a result, he's much quicker. He's a darting kind of a guy with great power, and he's an excellent receiver.
He ended his college career behind only Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson in the SEC's all-time rushing list.
Yeah, you got to like him.
2nd and 8 at the 13. They fake the reverse. The ball's loose. Did the Steelers get it? Yes. Mike Merriweather, number 57, with the recovery. He also made the hit to turn it loose.
Merriweather is usually the blitzer for this Pittsburgh Steelers football team defensively. Watching number 57. On to your right of the screen. Watch this. They fake. Watch him. He comes through there, knocks the ball loose, and watch him pounce on the ball right before it goes out of bounds. Mike Merriweather, number 57. You talk about a great play. It was super.
That was close. I wasn't sure whether he had it in bounds or not. He's got to have possession of that fumble before he goes out of bounds. But he had it. Another big play for the defense of the Steelers. First down, Pittsburgh at the 25. Pollard looks for a block. He's not going to find one. Still picks up 3. Gets most of that on his own. Just carried Vaughn Johnson for a yard or 2.
This is probably the only team in the league, Timmy, that expresses this kind of a personality offensively, talking about trapping. They use their tackles to trap, the guards to trap, the center to trap. That's their style, and really no other team in the league has that personality. Most people are looking for great, big, strong people who can knock people off the ball.
2nd and 6 at the 29. Malone fires, complete. Ouija Thompson has the Pittsburgh first down. Dave Waymer finally takes him out of bounds, but not until he takes the ball up to the 37-yard line.
And again, I mentioned it earlier, Ouija Thompson is 6'6", 220. He doesn't have great speed, but terrific range, good hands. And he's got a mismatch on everybody in the league as far as the size is concerned. And they like to throw the ball to him, especially inside the scoring area.
That's his 6th catch of the year. Abercrombie in motion. Malone on first down's gone deep. Sweeney makes the catch. Just took it away from Dave Waymer. Calvin Sweeney.
How he did that, I don't know, but what a fantastic play on the part of Calvin Sweeney. You can't cover him any better than Waymer covered him on the play.
Those two guys, Hank, are good friends. They played against each other in college. Notre Dame, USC have known each other a long time, but there's a flag, a 48-yard pickup, and they're going to walk it back.
Holding number 30.
Oh, my.
Frank Pollard.
Most of the time, it's an offensive lineman who gets that call. This time, it's Frank Pollard.
And I think that's what most fans anticipate when there's a holding penalty. They always think it's the offensive line, but usually, and sometimes it's a back or a tight end or somebody else.
What a catch by Sweeney, though.
It really was, and Waymer was right there with him, step for step.
Ouija Thompson at the bottom of the screen, Stallworth at the top, Abercrombie in the slot. First and 20. Frank Pollard, the ball carrier. A tough run by Pollard before Brett Maxey makes the tackle, and I think some of that was from the anger from the holding call.
Probably so, and here again, talking about not being predictable, Pittsburgh that time ran that counter play on an obvious passing situation to take advantage of who they had in the ball game and made 10 yards on the play.
So that'll make it 2nd and 10 now from the 38. And that's the 2-minute warning lead with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. He is the 5th winningest coach in NFL history, 3rd winningest active coach, and the only coach in the NFL ever to win 4 Super Bowls. What a job he has done.
The great thing about Chuck Noll really is the fact that he's such an outstanding teacher. He doesn't try to fool anybody, doesn't try to fool himself or his players. He does exactly the same thing year in and year out, and has really done a super job of teaching basic fundamentals for this team.
2nd and 10 for the Steelers. The ball on the 38. Malone with time. Throws deep to Stallworth, and Stallworth has the completion at the 39-yard line. Van Jakes was the man there covering.
Boy, that ball was up there a long time that time, Timmy. It didn't look like it was going to get there. I don't know where Van Jakes was, but it took he had an awful big cushion, evidently. He did. He was way on the inside, didn't get a good jump on the ball. By the time he got there, it was too late. Van Jakes, number 22.
And it was a 22-yard pickup. 1st and 10. The ball now just shy of the 40 in New Orleans territory. John Stallworth has just passed Bobby Mitchell. He is 14th on the list of all-time receivers now in the NFL.
And I asked Stallworth yesterday who his heroes were as he grew up, and he said Otis Taylor of Kansas City. Going to looking at the play in the booth. Here's the same shot again. Let's see what happened. Stallworth, he has to have possession and both feet inbound.
Well, I don't know. What that left foot may not have touched.
It looked to me like both of them were down and he had possession of the ball. Let's take another look.
See, Hank, to me that's like the second baseman tagging second base on a double play. He was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, watch this. Watch this.
That should be a completion.
He makes the catch. Yeah, both of them are in. He's got them both in, and then after he touches it in, he steps out. That's the way it looks from here.
He makes the catch and takes it out of bounds. Those second basemen in
After
pro
further
baseball never
review,
touch
the
it.
play stands. First down.
Absolutely. Good call. John Stallworth, along with Donnie Shell and Mike Webster, the only remaining players from all 4 of the Pittsburgh Super Bowl wins. First down at the 40. Malone. Double pump. Throws to the outside. Incomplete. Abercrombie was the intended receiver. Craig Wolfley, big number 73, saw that ball coming, and he started to panic.
Yes, he did, but Pat Swilling did not panic. He was right out there. He's all over the place. He's all over the place. Pat Swilling, number 56.
Well, 2 turnovers, the big key here. New Orleans had an interception. Pittsburgh returned it for a touchdown. They had a fumble, and now the Steelers are moving. With 1:47 remaining in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Frank Pollard left side picks up 2.
First time out.
Jim Wilkes makes the tackle, and there'll be a timeout called by Pittsburgh. 7-3 is our score. Important for Pittsburgh.
And it looks like Pittsburgh is kind of getting into a rhythm and into a sync here, whereas the New Orleans Saints haven't done that yet offensively, but I'm sure as the game goes along, they'll get it all together and play much better offensively. They haven't played that well so far.
Malone has picked up a little bit. He's now 6 of 11 for 51 yards.
Well, he's very capable. He's kind of a stock market guy. He's been up and down, but he's very capable of making big plays. He's an escapability quarterback and can be outstanding, and he's starting to flow into that zone right now.
Reuben Mays, 54 yards rushing for the Saints. Anderson had a 25-yard field goal, and New Orleans was on the board first, 3-0. Woodruff then had the 32-yard interception return. Here it is, Hank.
Here it comes, and Hebert was a little confused on the coverage. Hinkle was rushing up the middle on the play. There he is, double zone, threw right into the zone. Woodruff makes the interception. Woodson, number 26, downfield, the young rookie from Purdue University, made a great block, and he went all the way for the touchdown.
That block, by the way, was on Lonzel Hill, who was the intended receiver. 3rd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Got to throw something over the middle, the way that defense is.
He looks to the outside to Stallworth. Now overthrows him and has it complete. If he's in bounds. Kevin Sweeney made another great catch.
Was that unbelievable? I thought it was going to be intercepted when it went off. Really did, didn't you?
Well, Stallworth didn't know if it was for him or for Sweeney. Again, Sweeney was working on his old friend Dave Waymer.
There he is. Look at Waymer is on the inside, threw it right over the top of Waymer. That's the only way you could throw that ball to make a completed forward pass, and he made the catch.
Sweeney, 6'2", 192-pounder out of Southern Cal. So it's 1st and 10 now. The ball on the 24. This is Pollard. Good defense and great pursuit by the Saints.
Well, Sam Mills again, number 51, pursuing from the inside. They really did a great job of stuffing the play. Good pursuit.
And his buddy Vaughn Johnson was there quickly as well. Clock continues to roll at 1:10 now, remaining in the first half. 2nd and 7. Malone looks at Abercrombie, now under pressure, fires, incomplete, there's a flag. It was caught on the rebound, so it is complete, but there is a flag. Denzel Lee got the rebound. It looked like another immaculate reception.
It looked like interference back there. There's a bunch of people down there when the ball was thrown. It looked like it might be pass interference against New Orleans.
Defensive pass interference, number 39, first down.
That's Brett Maxey.
It's amazing he threw the ball. All those folks in there that time, Timmy. Look at it. Way up in the air.
Maxey came over the top.
Maxey came over the top, which he did. And you can't tell whether his left hand was in his back or not, but he came over the top while the ball was in the air, and evidently that's why they call it pass interference.
Dave Waymer hustles off the field for the Saints. 1st and goal at the 5, Steelers.
They're going to try to go outside left, I would think. No, they're going right here on a rollout.
Plenty of time, incomplete. Van Jakes was all over it. It was intended for Frank Pollard.
It looked like from a run standpoint that time, Tim, they could have run left and gotten outside in pretty good shape, especially if they sent somebody in motion. We'll see what they do here on second down. You know, one thing interesting about Pittsburgh, too, is the fact that they keep their backs in a 2-point stance instead of 3, and the linemen sometimes have the option, too, of being up or down. It's at their discretion. They have the option whether they want to run the play from an up position or a down position, which is kind of interesting. They can see better, of course, when they're in a 2-point stance.
49 seconds remain in the first half. Second and goal at the 5. Abercrombie straight ahead. Touchdown, Steelers.
They fooled me. I thought they were going to go outside. They sent the fullback in motion. I thought they'd go that way, but they ran right up the middle. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Abercrombie followed Wolfley and Webster, and there was a hole there. Keep in mind, this drive started back at the 25 after a fumble recovery. That was the 10th play. Anderson's kick is good. So with 46 seconds remaining in the half, the Steelers are up on top 14-3. You know, that clock didn't even move on that play.
You'd ask them what happened on the play, and they say, well, we're just trying to break the keys.
Anderson kicks off, taken by one of the upbacks at the 20. At the 30, and he's tagged. That was Brock, a tackle. And how many times have you seen him run the football?
Well, one thing he did well, he covered the ball up very well. He didn't fumble it. That's important.
Also took a lick. Coming up at halftime, Brent Irv with all the day's scores and highlights. And actor Dennis Wade recently found out how tough it was to make a football movie. That's all coming up on the NFL Today. The obvious concern on Jim Morris' face. He said, this win will get us over the hump. It'll get the monkey off our back. And he looked around and he says, I mean the gorilla off our back. Dalton Hilliard straight ahead out to the 34-yard line. How much of that is mental, Hank, over the years? I mean, this is a team that has never been to the playoffs, a team which has never had a winning season.
Oh, it's a combination of a lot of things. It's too bad it hasn't happened because I don't think there's a better city in the world for a franchise than New Orleans.
Hebert is complete across the 50, and they're into Pittsburgh territory. Eric Martin drags the ball up to the 48-yard line.
The fans in New Orleans has just been unbelievable through the 21-year period. They're loyal as can be. They're very disturbed when they lose and happy when they win. They'll exhort their team during the course of the game, but don't let anybody else say anything bad about the Saints because they'll rise to the occasion because they love them, and they just want them to do well, and for their sake, you know, it's great to see them do so well now.
Hey, Hank, a reminder, next Sunday, CBS Sports proudly presents two of college football's greatest traditions, starting live at 2 o'clock Eastern Time with the 88th Army-Navy game. Then live from the Downtown Athletic Club in New York City, CBS Sports will cover the announcement of this year's Heisman Trophy Award winner. A very special day of college football. That's all next Saturday right here on CBS Sports.
And it doesn't make any difference what the records of the two teams really are. They always play an outstanding game. There's great interest all over the country.
That's the point right there. It's fun to watch no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, it's college football is best as far as enthusiasm, excitement, participation, people caring. It's a great contest.
The clock, an obvious factor. You see 15 seconds remaining in the half. First down, ball on the 48.
They're going to try to throw it deep downfield on the right side, baby.
What about just get it down to field goal position? Hebert has the first down at the 37-yard line. Lonzel Hill takes it down maybe to the 36. There is a timeout called immediately. Rod Woodson was trying to stay on Hill, didn't want to let him up. And Hebert now upset because he didn't get the timeout quick enough.
Well, I think what has to happen on that kind of a play, Tim, before the play is run, he has to go to the referee and say, we're going to throw the ball, and if he catches it, we're going to call a timeout right after the catch. So be aware, he waited too long to make that call. He really did waste a lot of time.
Good point. Now, don't forget, there are playoff implications with this game. New Orleans very much in the playoff picture. These are the division leaders as it stands right now in the NFC. Chicago with an 8-2 record along with San Francisco. 49ers have a very tough game against Cleveland today, and Washington, of course, plays the Giants. New Orleans 7-3, Minnesota 7-4 are the two top teams now in contention for the wild card scramble.
Yeah, it's a jump ball situation in Minnesota. Once they get their offense going and a quarterback situation straightened out, they're going to really be a snootful because they're playing very, very well defensively, just like the Saints.
Morton Anderson is on to attempt that field goal we talked about from the 43-yard line, so it's a 53-yard attempt. He gets it up. It's long enough, no. Just under the crossbar. He thought he had it. A 53-yard attempt, and he just barely missed it.
Here it comes. Straight as a string, but just a little bit short. And before the game, I was on the field with him watching him kick. He kicked field goals from the 52 and 53 going with the wind, which was in the opposite direction. He kicked into a slight wind that time, and that might have held it up a little bit, Tim.
Can't get any closer than that unless you hit the crossbar. 1 second remains. This is the last play successful. Look at this. 9 runs, 2.4-yard average, and they're minus in the pass department. So take away the 2 turnovers, and the Saints are doing a fine job. Gary Anderson will kick off for Pittsburgh, and deep for New Orleans will be Mel Gray.
I think it's very important for the Saints to get some kind of a good return, get good field position.
Anderson has a high kick taken by Gray at the 6. Out across the 20 to the 25, the 27-yard line, and flags fly everywhere.
I can't understand, Tim. You know, they've been using this new rule for such a long time, and yet nobody's got it mastered. Every time you see a punt return or a kickoff return,
number 23, first down.
There's always a penalty.
Of course, that one goes back to the beginning of football. Can't hit anybody in the back, so they move them back. Bobby Hebert, 5 of 10, 56 yards, and 1 interception.
Yeah, but you used to be able to throw a body block in the past. Now you're up straight up in the air. You should be able to handle that without that much trouble, because you get a lot closer to the person you're going to block.
Buford Jordan comes in at fullback now. First down at the 14-yard line as we begin the third quarter. Hebert hands off to Reuben Mays, gets a block on Shell, but there is absolutely no hold. Donnie Shell did a marvelous job that time of coming up, containing, fighting the blocker, and make everything turn inside to where the containment was coming, or the pursuit rather.
They're overloaded on that side, Tim, with the safety man almost on the line of scrimmage, like having 2 linebackers on the line of scrimmage. It's a tough place to run and make any yardage.
It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 15. The Steelers shut that first down play down. Hilliard and Mays in the backfield. Hilliard in motion. Reuben Mays gets a block on the corner. Turns it outside. He'll be close to a New Orleans first down. Thomas Everett made the tackle.
Watch Dunn, number 67, goes right by him. He was anticipating. See, Hilgenberg was trying to anticipate where he's going to be. Guessed wrong, but it didn't make any difference because Dunn did not have any kind of a reaction at all to making a play on that run.
Saints got a great wall on the right side from Trapillo, Brock, and the tight end Brenner. It'll be first down at the 25, New Orleans. Hebert has pressure coming up the middle from Dunn, throws it underneath, complete at the 31-yard line. Barry Word came out of the backfield, circled underneath, and made the catch. Mike Merriweather made the hit.
Hebert had good feel for pressure that time. He was getting it from all around him, but he stayed in the pocket, moved around just enough to escape and get the ball downfield, which was a big play, really. Picked up about 5 on the play.
Hebert has to be patient, working against what has been predominantly a zone defense today. 2nd and 3 at the 32. They aren't going to get it that way. That was Barry Word. Willis, Dunn, Nelson, all close things down at the line of scrimmage.
Gary Dunn lines up in the gap between the center and the guard in a cockeyed stance. And I asked him yesterday why he did that. He said, I just have a hard time lining up straight.
Said, I've always been cockeyed.
Always been crooked.
Tell you what else that does. It gives him that aggressive motion where he can get in quickly into the slot, and it forces the blocker now to run around him.
Well, the other thing that happens really on the play is that when you try to block him, he flattens out and goes right down the line of scrimmage. There's a good example of it right there.
3rd and 1, first down Mays out to the 38-yard line. Thomas Everett, number 27, takes him down, but not until he has the first down.
1st and 10, New Orleans ball on their own 39-yard line.
Watch the block. Watch the block on Hinkle. Stays with him in good shape. He gets outside and makes the necessary yardage for the first down.
Keith Willis is a little bit shaken up, so with timeout on the field and 12:06 remaining third quarter, we'll take a timeout as well. Number 93, and they are tending to him now. Keith Gary comes in, 5-year pro out of Oklahoma, to replace Willis in the lineup. These are the division leaders in the AFC, San Diego, Cleveland. And then, of course, the wild card scramble begins after that. And the strongest team right now looks like Seattle, although Denver looked good the day we saw them, Hank.
Yes, and I think Cleveland is one of the hot teams, too. They're playing extremely well.
First down, Hebert lobs it over the linebackers, has it complete to his tight end. And Hobie Brenner takes it down to the 43-yard line before Thomas Everett cuts him.
Watch Hobie Brenner, a play action, a bootleg pattern. Watch him come off the ball on the inside, and watch him use the official as kind of a pick. Hinkle has to go around the official. As a result, he doesn't cover him. The ball's thrown beautifully right over the top, and he makes the first down. This is what we talked about earlier. They've got to throw the ball on first down, and that was a good illustration of it right there. Good play.
That's experience, because the official is part of the field. Rub him off. That's a 5-year pro doing that. First down. This is Mays. Mays picks up 3, maybe 4, depending on the mark. Brian Hinkle made the tackle.
This is why they think Hinkle is one of the outstanding, underrated linebackers in the league. Watch him fight off this block, number 53, on Brenner. Look at on 2 of them, Tice. They're both double dipping him. Watch him. He's still fighting off the block. Gets in between the 2 of them and winds up inside making the tackle. Great effort by Brian Hinkle, number 53.
He was the MVP of the defense last year. He had 3 interceptions this year.
He was an MVP on that last play, too.
2nd and 8 from the 39 for New Orleans. Gibbs straight ahead to Hilliard. Hilliard scrambles out to the 35-yard line. David Little, Keith Gary made the tackle.
Watch Merriweather, number 57. Watch him with Tice. He's holding on to him. They're grabbing and giving him a little shot there. That's one of those boys will be boys things, though. Nothing serious.
I'd be looking for him on the next play, I'll tell you. 3rd and 4 from the 35.
Make sure he wasn't looking.
Four wideouts. Nickel defense for the Steelers. First down, New Orleans. He put that ball right out in Eric Martin's 84. Put it right between the 8 and the 4. Lupe Sanchez runs him out of bounds, but it could not have been thrown any better, is what I'm trying to say, Hank.
And the great thing about it was anticipation on the part of Bobby Hebert. Got rid of the ball right on time. Beautiful shot, right as you say, at the numbers. Well, they got it going. They look like they're more in rhythm, more in sync.
Jim Moore never seems to lose his composure. First down at the 28. Hebert has time. Incomplete. It was intended for Mike Jones. Hebert had to wait for him to make his cut. Delton Hall bumped him and rode him out on the sideline pattern. See Hebert saying, hey, come on, get out. You got to get that sideline out cut quick.
And he's got to come back a little bit for the ball, too, which he didn't have a chance to do.
This is the way it looks in the NFC East. Washington on top of Dallas and Philadelphia. St. Louis at 4-6, and the Giants at 3-7. And don't forget, the second game of our doubleheader, the Giants and Redskins, a rematch of that championship game last year. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Hebert has it Jones down inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. David Little made the tackle.
And the Pittsburgh defense that time was in disarray. They didn't know where to line up, and they hit right into the open area. Watch Jones, number 86, outside, makes a little feint to the outside, breaks to the inside. The ball is thrown high, but he makes the catch. And is finally tackled from the backside by Delton Hall, number 35.
17-yard pickup. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 11. Hilliard inside the 10 to the 5, bangs his way down maybe to the 4-yard line. Woodruff and Shell made the tackle.
Hilliard does a great job, such a great job of changing directions. He started to his left that time, saw a cavity, jumped in there as quickly as possible, no hesitation, no dancing, no nothing, just got in there and got the ball down to the 5-yard line.
Jim Mora, head coach of the New Orleans Saints, looking for the first winning season in the history of the franchise. Reuben Mays to the corner. Touchdown Saints. That quiets the crowd.
It looked like they had some penetration talking about the Eagles, but in spite of that, he outran everybody. Hinkle, number 53, looked like he had a shot, but he ran right around the outside of him. Great running, great execution on the part of the New Orleans Saints, and they get 6.
5-yard touchdown by Reuben Mays. That'll bring on Morton Anderson to pull them within 4. Ryan Hansen will hold. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and it's good. So New Orleans has pulled within 4. We've got 8:07 remaining third quarter. It's 14-10. 7 remaining third period.
Here we see Reuben Mays, and here we see Brad Edelman, number 63, the left guard. Watch the great block he makes on Donnie Shell. Watch this on 31. He goes through the hole. Watch this. Makes the block, and Hobie Brenner is doing a great job on Brian Hinkle. Watch him drive him to the outside for the touchdown.
This is Rod Woodson on the return for Pittsburgh out to the 24-yard line. Atkins made the tackle. This is Keith Willis, big number 93, who limped off the field moments ago. We are told he has a sprained left ankle, and they are taking him into the locker room for x-rays. Meanwhile, with 7:56 remaining third quarter, Pittsburgh has first down and 10 at the 25. Frank Pollard gets a block on the corner and picks up a tough 6 yards. Sam Mills made the tackle, but an outstanding block thrown by Craig Wolfley, big number 73, 8-year pro out of Syracuse.
That's that counter trap they like to run, and they executed extremely well. Everybody caves in from the outside in, and Wolfley, number 73, came through the hole along with Penny, and both did a good job.
Situation they like to be in now, 2nd and 5. Nice when you can pick up 5 or more on that first down play.
That's what you like. That's when you win on first down.
Waymer drops off, plays soft on the corner, but Malone cannot get the ball to Sweeney. Waymer had come up and looked like he was going to go man with a lock on coverage, but just before the snap dropped off, played soft on the corner, but they couldn't get the ball to Sweeney.
It was a zone, and Atkins was right in the short area. He looked like he kind of aimed the ball that time and threw it incomplete.
Malone now 7 of 14 for 66 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 30. Malone fires, complete to Stallworth, first down, Steelers. He had 2 steps on Van Jakes and made the catch.
He put that right on the shelf. Beautifully thrown ball, right where it had to be. Stallworth is a delightful guy. We talked to him yesterday, and he said that The reason he's playing as long as he's played is the fact that he's having fun. He enjoys it. He's going to continue to play as long as he enjoys it like he has.
He, too, has planned for his life after football. He's one course away from his MBA in business. And you saw the list of the all-time receivers, and he's right there in the hunt. Malone, backside pressure on first down, going deep. It's Stallworth, overthrown. And again, Stallworth had a couple of steps on Van Jakes.
And that's the one thing Malone said yesterday. He said the one thing we haven't been able to do well is throw the ball up on top for big plays. There was a great illustration of it right there. A big play, not a good fake at all. Play action, time to throw the ball, and he overthrows Stallworth. Jakes is in hot pursuit, but he overthrew him, incomplete.
Oh, that's a touchdown, Hank.
Yep, change the scoreboard on that one. You measure that one. It's good for distance, but not for reception.
Abercrombie comes out of the ball game. It's 2nd and 10 now from the 39. Frank Pollard and Rodney Carter are the setbacks. Malone looks underneath, has it complete to Carter, and Carter down to the 40-yard line before Vaughn Johnson can stop him.
Watch Vaughn Johnson. He gets turned around into coverage. There he is, 53, overruns the play. Now he has to go back into the inside. And it looks like that play, Rodney Carter has the option of going inside or outside. And he cuts inside, and Johnson could not overtake him.
First down at the 40. Abercrombie gets outside to the 32-yard line. Sam Mills makes the tackle for New Orleans.
Watch Mills, number 51, fighting off the block. He's something special. To read the play, gets a shot. Look at that. Can't knock him down. Pursues. Look at goes to from the inside out and makes the tackle. Really a great play by 51 Sam Mills.
He never gives ground. 2nd down. The Steelers need only 2 for the first. Abercrombie. First down, I think.
I think you're right, Timmy. I think all depends where they mark it, but Mills is right there again. I tell you, when you play against New Orleans, those linebackers are so efficient, so effective. It's hard to block. It's hard to run a play unless you make sure that you block the guy away from the play. In this case, Mills, make sure you block him on every play because he's going to be in the tackle.
They pulled Terry Long out of there to lead him up in there. First down, Steelers. Chuck Noll looks on. First down, 10. Ball at the 28. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remain, third quarter. Malone. Sacked, I believe, by Pat Swilling was there first. Mills comes up with the football.
Yep, New Orleans has possession, 1st and 10. Play action pass, gets hit from the backside, and guess who? Pat Swilling again. I tell you, Penny is having a heck of a time trying to block him. Ray Penny, the left tackle, number 65.
New Orleans 40-yard line.
Swilling got a quick start this year in the very first game. He had 7 tackles against the Browns, had a sack, forced a fumble, knocked down a pass, and he's continued that pace throughout the year.
Watch the left side of your screen. Play action fake without much. Look at Swilling going the outside. Outside, and Pollard was the guy who was supposed to block him. I don't know what they were doing up front, but Pollard tried to get him, and he couldn't.
So turnovers continue to be the story here at Three River Stadium. First down and 10 Saints now. Ball on the 40. Big turnover for Pittsburgh. Going up top. Brenner wide open, overthrown. Hobie Brenner that come clean, and look at Hebert. I can't believe it.
So both quarterbacks have had opportunities to get the ball up on top, and both overthrew.
He was working on Brian Hinkle and just ran right by him. Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is a gray, cold afternoon, threatening rain. We had some this morning. We've had none since game time, but it is getting darker and darker. 4 minutes, 14 seconds remain, third quarter. Tim Brand and Hank Stram with you. The Saints with the ball, trailing 14-10.
If they run left here, if they run, Here they come.
Reuben Mays picks up 3. You know, talking with the New Orleans people and talking about their first ever winning season and the possibility of the playoffs, they said, wait a minute, we're thinking about the possibility of the conference championship.
Well, they feel good about what they've done, but they're not so rambunctious about it. I think Jim Mora, Jim Finks have done a super job of keeping the level at a solid pace. And they're still very much in this football game. There's no question about that. One play from being back in it.
Crowd's alive. Hilliard DeLone setback. 3rd and 5 from the 45. Pressure. Hebert's not going to get there. Tim Johnson got his leg and tripped him up just before midfield. He'll be a yard shy of the first down.
It looked like he was going to be able to make enough for the first down. Watch him. He goes back into the pocket, and there's a little alley right up the middle. And watch it. Number 78, Tim Johnson, grabs his foot, knocks him down just short of the first down. They're measuring it. Let's see what they say. When he took off, I thought he was going to make it.
If the chains are accurate, he didn't make it, according to that mark.
Holding, number 72, 3rd down.
And that solidifies it. That's Jim Dombrowski. And Bobby Hebert was shaken up on that play. How about this?
Let's see what happens here. How he got hurt. Oh, look, yeah, it turned as Johnson grabbed his ankle. Looked like it turned, and evidently that's where the sprain came. Dave Wilson is going to come into the ball game and take over. Number 18.
We'll keep you updated on Hebert's situation, his condition. Dave Wilson, a 6-year pro out of Illinois, 6'3", 206 pounds. 3rd and 15 from the 35.
Four-man rush.
Wilson's first pass drills it over the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Eric Martin, and he was open, but it was thrown behind him. He had Lupe Sanchez in the area covering, but Martin had come clean.
And he was throwing the ball in the right area. The only area really that you could get the ball into that time was the middle area. He tried to get it inside, but it was tipped, falls incomplete.
Brian Hansen averaging a strong 49.3 yards today.
He's making good contact with the ball. Terrific contact with the ball.
Rod Woodson is deep for the Steelers, standing at his own 18. This one is a tail wagger, and it'll be short. Hits at the 29. Woodson takes it at the 24, and he's tackled almost immediately. So Colbrand takes him down. We will keep you updated on Bobby Hebert with 2:55 remaining in the 3rd period. Football history. And that's the man that heads it up, Art Rooney, a pioneer, the last in the line of founding fathers in the National Football League. 2 minutes and 55 seconds remain, 3rd period. First down, Pittsburgh. They lead 14-10. Straight ahead, pick up a 4. Bobby Hebert has a bruised leg, and he will return. He is now warming up. There are his numbers, 9 of 16, 107 yards. Big interception. Overthrew Lonzell Hill, and the Steelers picked it off and ran it back.
Yeah, the indication is that he's got just kind of a bruised knee, but he's going to be back, as you mentioned.
2nd and 7 from the 31. Abercrombie. Maybe got one. He was tripped up by Bruce Clark, number 75, who submarined and took his legs out. Now Bruce Clark is injured and hobbles off. These are the division leaders, Chicago, San Francisco, and Washington in the NFC. New Orleans 7-3, going after its first winning season. Minnesota at 7-4, Dallas 5-6. All vying for that wild card. Third and 5 for Pittsburgh. Malone with time, drills it, intercepted. Johnny Poe has the interception. They say he was down and touched by Stallworth. but it's another turnover. Johnny Poe has the interception, and New Orleans now in Pittsburgh territory, and the crowd boos Malone.
And Poe's got to feel good about that. He was a regular cornerback, you know, in their regular system. Now he's the 5th defensive back in their nickel package. Comes up with a big play here. Watch Malone. And the key is, look at, he's looking at the receiver all the way. Never gets off the receiver. Poe anticipates the throw and makes the interception. But the key again, he never looked off the receiver at all.
I'm not so sure Poe was touched either after the interception. Nonetheless, they bring it back. It's 1st and 10 at the 37 for New Orleans. Reuben Mays gets the corner, falls loose. Steelers have it, but I think the Saints got it back. Tried to pick it up and run with it, Hank, instead of just falling on it and recovering it.
How many times do you see that? Instead of being satisfied to just fall on the ball and get possession of it, they invariably want to take it, pick it up, and run with it, and invariably they kick it around and lose possession. The Saints have possession, 1st and 10.
Again, it was big Lonzel Hill who saved the day for New Orleans. He got the ball back.
That's one thing that the Steelers do very well. They strip the ball. Look at that hand come right through the ball, knock it loose. Look at that. He runs right by it, trying to pick it up. Little picks it up. It looks like he's got butter on it. They drop it again, and finally, Lonzel Hill makes the recovery.
2nd and 14. Hebert's back in the ball game, and again he's running with the football. Down to the 35, and he's not running well at all.
He was really hobbling on that last play.
Gary Dunn and Greg Carr met him when he went down at the 35. 40 seconds remain, 3rd quarter.
Here we see Hebert now. Look at him go back. He goes back in the pocket, pretty good shape. Now he takes off in the middle area and runs. You see him limp a little bit.
Unquestionably.
Yep.
3rd and 8 from the 35 for Hebert.
Boy, look at all the room in that middle. Look at the room in the middle.
Hebert in the grasp is sacked. Mike Merriweather gets the sack for Pittsburgh.
Merriweather, number 57, the designated blitzer. They like it. Here's the end zone replay of it. Merriweather, number 57, the right outside line. Here he is, coming through there. Gets a piece, grabs Hebert's shirt, twists him around, jumps up on top, gets hit from the backside. They declare that he's in the grass.
Rod Woodson is deep. And he's waiting for Hanson's punt at the 10. It doesn't get there. It hits at the 15 and goes out of bounds. Actually takes a Pittsburgh bounce. So it's the defense for Pittsburgh that has continued to dominate here and keeps the Steelers in the ball game. 2 turnovers, 2 touchdowns. It's 14-10. Daryl warm me up under the sun lamp. It is nice here in Pittsburgh.
Hi.
Hello. Gorgeous day for football. It's gray, cloudy, cold. Just the way you like it, Hank.
It was a little windy at first, but it settled down. It's not that bad at all.
And the rain is held off. 14-10 is our score. Just starting the final quarter. 1st down, Pittsburgh. Frank Pollard, straight ahead, there's a flag. It'll be holding against Pittsburgh.
Another trap.
Holding, number 74.
Another reminder, next Saturday, CBS Sports proudly presents 2 of college football's greatest traditions. Starting live at 2 o'clock Eastern Time with the 88th Army-Navy game, then live from the Downtown Athletic Club in New York City. CBS Sports will cover the announcement of this year's Heisman Trophy winner. A very special day of college football next Saturday right here on CBS Sports. And I still think, despite what happened yesterday, Tim Brown is the Heisman Trophy winner and deserves it.
I don't think there's any question about that. Whether he deserves it or not, that's another question.
Terry Long was called for holding, so they back it up. It's 1st and 18. This is Pollard. Big hole for Pollard out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Brett Maxey finally makes the stop along with Van Jakes.
Sprint draw. That's the first time they've run that play all afternoon. Semi-roll. Watch it like he's going to roll out, and he gives it to him on the draw play. Good acting on the part of the lineman. They get good blocks downfield. covers up the ball extremely well, Pollard, and he picks up a nice gain on the play.
13-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 4 from the 28.
Greg Wolfley, number 73, really made a super block, the left guard.
Timeout on the field. We'll return to Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh after this word from your local station. We've got 13 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the final quarter here at Three Rivers Stadium. Tim Brand and Hank Strand. 2nd and 4. Malone throws incomplete. It was intended for 44 Rodney Carter. Sam Mills was there, but he had nothing to do with it. It was just a poorly thrown ball.
It's hard to understand how he can throw so many bad balls, isn't it? Really, you watch him throw. He had plenty of time that time. That's about the 3rd one he's thrown that way. Way, way off mark.
It'll be 3rd and 4. The ball on the 23-yard line. Malone looks for the screen and again misfires and throws it behind Frank Pollard. So Malone now is 9 for 20, 96 yards and 1 interception. He is struggling.
And Jim Wilkes, number 94, was in that group that time, and I think that's one of the reasons perhaps he saw him and maybe try to get rid of the ball so it wouldn't be intercepted.
Harry Newsom now to do the punting for Pittsburgh. Almost blocked, a lot of pressure. This is Mel Gray. Take it at the 35-yard line. Gray with great balance out to the 44-yard line. Hill Young made the tackle. Again, there was a lot of pressure from a team that has already blocked 6 kicks this year. 14 to 10. Touchdown today. Dwayne Woodruff picked off Bobby Hebert, returned it 32 yards for a touchdown. The Steelers have 14 points off 2 turnovers. And we have 13 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the ball game. Pittsburgh leads 14 to 10. And Hank, that's 2 turnovers, 2 touchdowns for the Steelers, 2 turnovers, 2 punts for New Orleans.
Yeah, that's been a difference in the game. But I tell you, the difference right now, the Saints are in good field position. They have to make something happen. Here's the play. Now, Bobby Hebert is looking at the receiver all the way. He attracts the attention of Woodruff, number 49. Woodson out in front, number 26, throws a good block, and he goes all the way for the touchdown, and that's really been the difference in the game so far. But the Saints, again, have to make something happen on this drive.
First down and 10 at the 45 after Mel Gray's 13-yard return. Hebert's been banged up in the second half. Hobbled somewhat. Long count. Throws over the middle, and it's complete. It was Mark Pattison, I believe. Correction. Mike Jones, 86.
And that time again, they were playing a very soft double zone, and the area that was vulnerable was right inside. He hit him right on the spot. A beautiful play for the New Orleans Saints, and they have good field position. 1st and 10.
19-yard pickup. The ball on the 36.
Got a one-on-one on the backside.
Jones in motion. Hebert hands to Dalton Hilliard, and Hilliard takes it inside the 25, or inside the 35 to the 33-yard line, and that's where Hardy Nickerson made the tackle along with Greg Carr.
You know, that time, Timmy, they had a receiver on the left side, man for man, on the corner. It was Eric Martin. They had a triple wing to the right side, and so it looked like maybe if they see that, they might be able to do some business back over on that left side if they get one-on-one again with Eric Martin, number 84.
He was the only Saints receiver to catch a pass in every game last year. He's a quality receiver. 2nd and 7 now from the 33.
Plus the fact he's back there with a rookie defensive back, Delton Hall.
Hebert looks at Shell, knows he's coming on the backside, throws over the middle, incomplete. You could see Hebert come to the line of scrimmage that time, point at Shell, knowing Donnie Shell was coming on the blitz.
See, that kind of a play, it's easy to sit up here and see these things, Timmy, but that kind of a play, that one was a play action. It'd been better off to really change the play and go back in the pocket, protect everybody, and throw the ball downfield to Eric Martin on a one-on-one situation. By the time he got straightened out, why, he had to throw the ball poorly, fell incomplete.
12-11 left in the fourth period. Big third down for New Orleans. They need 7. Hilliard, the lone setback. Hebert, with time, throws incomplete. It was intended for Lonzel Hill, but he threw it at his feet.
Both quarterbacks already have thrown some bad balls in this keen competition here this afternoon. And I think they wind up trying so hard to get the ball to the receiver, Tim, that they kind of steer the ball, aim the ball. That time he held it too long, and it went right into the turf.
Morton Anderson comes on for the field goal. It'll be a 50-yarder. He's made one from 25. He missed one from 53. Barely.
He's got a little wind here, too.
This one's short as well.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, good.
You couldn't ask for a better weekend. You know that? Deke? You guys, you know, you couldn't ask for a better weekend. We've had it all. And on top of that, we've got Hank.
Yeah.
Hardware Hank with his Pittsburgh 14, New Orleans 10 miscues. The story of the day, Hank.
Yes, and that's, you know, talking to Jim Mora, who's done such a great job with this team. That's the thing he was worried about going into the game. He said that could be the difference, and so far it has been.
12:02 remaining in the ball game. First down at the 33. This is Frank Pollard. Pollard is hit by Vaughn Johnson. They'll mark it just shy of the 35-yard line.
One of the few times I've seen Pat Swilling blocked. Watch Vaughn Johnson, 53. Uses his hands well, gets an outside position, good leverage, and makes a fine open field tackle. Great tackle there by Vaughn Johnson, number 53, taking a right pursuit angle and making the tackle.
That was Carter that put the block on Swilling. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 35.
Got to try to go up on top here. Here he goes.
With time. Throws underneath to Stallworth. Stallworth at midfield into New Orleans territory. He'll take it down to the 47-yard line. He was working on Milton Mack. Right now, let's go to New York. Here's Brent Musburger. Brent? All right, Brent, after that 18-yard pickup, the Steelers now have first down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Abercrombie. Ball loose. I think the Saints have it. They do. Gene Atkins, number 28, made the recovery. And we just talked about the miscues.
Atkins, number 28, is another trap. Coming through the hole, he gets hit. The ball goes right through their legs. And there we see Gene Atkins, number 28, being at the right spot at the right time and recovering that football for the New Orleans Saints. Good field position again.
So, Hank, we saw the mistakes that New Orleans made, and now they start to mount for the Steelers. Last 2 Steeler turnovers, the Saints had to punt. Let's see if they can capitalize here. 1st and 10 at the 42. Broken play. Abar wants no parts of it. Keith Gary was coming down hard at him, so he just went down. Don't forget, coming up immediately following this ball game, what has become one of the best rivalries in the league, the Giants and the Redskins. And you have to believe that the Skins have strong memories of last year's NFC Championship game when the Giants kept them from going to the Super Bowl. That's all coming up next on CBS.
Excuse me, on that last play, either Abar went the wrong way or Mays, but there was a mistake. They blew the play.
Nonetheless, it's 2nd and 16 at the 36. Again, there's pressure. Abar throws underneath to Jones. And Jones gets back to near the original line of scrimmage. Mike Merriweather made the tackle.
Here we see the ground level shot of it with a rush. Nelson coming through there, 64. Has enough time to throw the ball inside. Mike Jones makes the catch and brings it right back to the initial line of scrimmage.
3rd and 9 from the 43.
Something in the middle is going to be there if they can get time enough to throw the ball.
Abar sees blitz.
There it is.
And picks it up, and he has the completion out near midfield. It'll be well short of a 1st down. Again, he hit Mike Jones. And Rod Woodson made the tackle. But again, he read the blitz, Hank. He got rid of it quickly, but not enough for the 1st.
Yeah, I think in that kind of a situation, if you have time, you have to be a little bit more patient. Try to get up on top and try to make the big play, Timmy, when you got 1-for-1 coverage, man for man.
Clock continues to roll. 9:21 remaining. Brian Hansen to punt for the Saints. Rod Woodson is deep for the Steelers. Hansen gets out a tail wagger, taken at the 15-yard line by Woodson. Falls loose. Saints have it. Or do they?
I think they signaled that the Pittsburgh Steelers have. Let's see what happens. Usually the biggest guy in a pile winds up with a football. I thought originally that it's a Saints guy.
Well, I did too. I'll tell you, Waymer had the ball.
What are they saying?
They changed their call. It is New Orleans.
It is.
Absolutely.
I thought it was. Didn't you thought the same thing? The official didn't find it located early enough and indicated it was for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They changed it.
The hero of that play is Joe Colbrand. Boy, he put a hit on Woodson. Watch 55. Boom, ball's loose.
And right where the ball was. Put his hat right where the ball was. Yeah, I don't know why there was any question about that, really.
The official right there at the right of your screen made the call almost immediately, and he had a perfect view of Waymer recovering it. Nonetheless, we've got 8 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the 4th period. 1st down, New Orleans at the Pittsburgh 21. And listen to this crowd.
Both teams have hung in there tough. They're going to use the instant replay to make sure that the call was right. I don't think there's any question about the fact that the Saints recovered the fumble.
No, I don't think so either.
But they're going to replay it, I'm sure. Here again, here's the shot by Colbrand. Look at that. Watch him get the hit right at the ball. Look at this. Pop right in there. The ball bounces out of there. And Waymer looks like he has the possession of it right from the very beginning.
No question in my mind. But there is in theirs. That's your referee on the left, Fred Wyant. Evidently, there's a problem. And I think it's mechanical. And that is the case. We've been told by the NFL that there is a mechanical problem. What does that mean?
The machine broke down. That's what happened. The machine broke down.
Well, that's mechanical enough.
Well, the officials are saying it's out of our hands. Don't give us the business. It's upstairs. They're talking about what time the plane's going to leave.
And the ball belongs to New Orleans. First down.
I don't know why they didn't ask us. We could have told them that right from the beginning to save some time, huh?
We were trying to yell down to him.
Look at Chuck Noll. He doesn't look like he's too happy.
First down.
That was Jim Mora.
First down at the 21.
The best play they run. There it is. They're going outside with Hilliard.
Hilliard bangs his way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Gary Dunn takes him down there along with Keith Gary.
Well, I tell you, there's some great hitting going on down there, but on the part of both teams, both defenses, both offenses. This is a sledgehammer game. No question about that.
Again, there's a problem. The official stops the clock with 8:30 remaining in the fourth period. Cincinnati has come back and now tied the Jets at 17-all. That one in the fourth quarter. Philadelphia rolling over New England.
Look at that. Buffalo 24 over Miami.
Second down and 8 at the 19 for the Saints. Hebert with time, throws, has a man, touchdown New Orleans. Eric Martin in the corner of the end zone came clean and made the reception. And that quiets the crowd here at Three River Stadium.
And they worked on a rookie right cornerback, Delton Hall, number 35, a beautiful move to the corner. And the key was the pass protection, and Bobby Hebert laid it right on the shelf. Here's the shot of it. Like the quarterback took a look at it. Look at this. Good protection. Linemen do a good job of blocking. Dalton Hilliard, he gets him turned around to the outside. A beautiful move by Eric Martin. Big play guy for the Saints, and he changes the scoreboard. +7.
Anderson to attempt the extra point. So with 8 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the ball game, the Saints take the lead, 17-14. Pennsylvania, it is 8 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the ball game, and the Saints have just taken the lead for the first time this afternoon. Now, what does Pittsburgh have to do, Hank?
I think they have to be able to be patient. They got plenty of time left, but I think they have to be able to throw the ball. They're not going to stuff it at the Saints and move the ball all the way down the field and score against the Saints. They've got to be able to throw the ball, mix it up. If they can do that, they've got a chance to get back in the ball game.
Malone is only 10 of 21, 114 yards and 1 interception. Anderson to kick off. White Stone has it in the end zone. He will not return it, so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Last scoring drive, 2 plays, 21 yards. It took 42 seconds after the fumble recovery by Waymer. Hebert, 19-yard touchdown pass to Eric Martin. Walter Abercrombie. Frank Pollard, the 2 setbacks. First down at the 20. This is Abercrombie. Gets a block on the corner. And there's a flag. Gene Atkins made the tackle, but there is a foul.
Holding number 62. First down.
That's Tunch Ilkin.
They say he's been their most consistent lineman, has done a terrific job at the right tackle position, holding on the play.
8-year veteran out of Indiana State, 6'3", 265-pounder.
Terrible way to start the drive for Pittsburgh, but great for New Orleans.
The Steelers average 4.1 yards on first down for the season. Today, absolutely nothing. First and 20. Malone looks for a receiver to clear. They're all covered. He's in the end zone.
High interception.
Milton Mack has the interception. And the Saints have the ball on the 12. It was intended for Stallworth. Everybody was covered. Malone took as much time as he could and just fluttered the ball on a very dangerous pass.
Stood back there, looked all over the field, trying to find somebody open and never did, which you have to give the Saints a lot of credit. He finally got a rush through it with nothing on it whatsoever. None. Jim Wilkes gave him a shot. Look at, he goes to his right. No rush. Now Wilkes comes in there and gives him a good shot. In the meantime, Milton Mack, number 24, comes up there and makes the interception.
We may have history in New Orleans. Going for their first winning season ever. 7:37 remain. First down. Reuben Mays, nothing. Great run support by Thomas Everett, 27.
All those great fans in New Orleans, I bet you are headed for Bourbon Street. They're getting ready for that big parade.
Well, New Orleans.
Long time to go yet, but
they should be, Hank. New Orleans, arguably the NFL's least successful franchise, to clinch its first winning season in 21 years.
And it's great the way they hung in there this afternoon. They had some bad things happen to them, but they hung in there tough. It's a great compliment to Jim Moore and his coaching staff.
Second and 11. Barry Word pounds down inside the 10. Edmund Nelson and Hardy Nickerson made the tackle. You know, Hank, talking with Jim Moore yesterday and the Saints, as we always do individually with the players, there seemed to be so much confidence, and they were very loose.
Yeah, they were, and yet they felt, very strongly, very simple plan. They just said, we just want to protect the ball. We just don't want to make mistakes, do what we do best. We have to throw a little bit more maybe than we have, but that's what we have to do to win the game, and that's what they've done.
3rd and 8 for Hebert. Has time. This is Reuben Mays. He's not going to get the first down, and the ball's loose. It went out of bounds, I believe, and it will still be New Orleans football.
Yeah, he didn't have possession. He didn't have possession of it. It went out of bounds with it. It's still Saints ball.
Delton Hall made the hit. Little thought he had the recovery.
Yeah, watch this now. Watch it. Watch the ball. It's behind. He kicked it out with his foot. His foot knocked it out. There was spinning.
Right there, it's out.
Yeah, look at that. Spinning. Never has possession.
See, the crowd sees him get the ball inbounds, but they don't realize the ball hit the white stripe prior to that. Morton Anderson comes on to attempt the field goal. It'll be a 32-yarder. Now, he has made one from 25, but he's missed from 53 and 50.
If he doesn't make this one, you look for a new star in the East.
He's like a 32-yard field goal. Oh, my. 32-yard field goal is good for Anderson. And so it is now 20-14, New Orleans, with plenty of time remaining, Hank. 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
There's a lot of time. The key here for Pittsburgh, really, they have to get some kind of a good return. They cannot expect to take the ball 80 yards. They haven't been able to do it. They won't be able to do it probably and score. They have to get a big play on the kickoff return.
Three River Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And if you look at the stands, I find it hard to believe that people have left, but they have. We still have 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Tim Brand and Hank Stram with you, and it's 2014 Saints.
They're in a state of shock. The people that were here, I think, are still shocked because they thought they were in good position, thought they had the game won, and all of a sudden the personality of the game has changed totally, and now the Saints have dominated in the fourth quarter.
With 6:10 remaining, all Pittsburgh needs is a touchdown to win this.
One play.
And I'd say, Hank, that at least a quarter of the people have left.
That's right. They escaped. They escaped from the premises.
Morton Anderson is on to kick off. He just hit the 32-yard field goal. Rod Woodson and Dwight Stone back deep for Pittsburgh. Woodson, number 26 on the left, Stone on the right.
And he's got a little wind, so in all probability, with that strong leg he's got, he'll pump it right into the end zone. Didn't hit this one good.
It's Woodson. Woodson to the outside to the 30. Cuts back in to the 40. Finally taken out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Gene Atkins knocked him out. They'll mark it at the 38-yard line. Keep in mind, Rod Woodson has world-class speed. He needed one more block.
Look how intimate these two linemen are up front. Look at their hole in the jerseys. Look at this. I never saw that before. One leading the other in the wrong direction.
Malone looks over the middle. Incomplete. It was intended for Abercrombie, and he took a lick. Brett Maxey made him pay.
And another bad exchange between a quarterback and the center. That's about the third time this afternoon.
And I'll tell you, the reason that Abercrombie took that lick is because the ball was high and overthrown.
Right. Exactly right. That kind of a ball has to be thrown right out in front, number high, so he can catch it in stride. Anything time you throw the ball up over his shoulder pads, it's in trouble, and a lot of times it's tipped and winds up being an interception.
If you're a defensive back, you dream for a shot like that, where the quarterback just leaves him hanging out there. Reuben Mays, 73 yards rushing now, 1 touchdown. Woodruff for Pittsburgh, 32-yard interception return of an A-Bear pass. The Steelers 17 points off 5 turnovers, and Malone has struggled. He has 114 yards, but he also has 2 interceptions, and he has not been sharp.
The other thing you got to remember, almost every team that plays against New Orleans, they always struggle. That's a great defense.
2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line for the Steelers. Pollard to the 41-yard line. Good play by Frank Warren.
Tackled by Warren. 3rd down.
Talked to him before the game on the field. He came out with a half T-shirt. I thought his little belly was going to get cold, so we went back in and got a shirt to cover it up.
It's cold now, and there's a mist falling. Calvin Sweeney comes into the ball game for the Steelers. 3rd and 7 at the 41. Big play for Pittsburgh. There's pressure on Malone. Gets the pass off. Sweeney's open. Sweeney to the 28-yard line. Run out of bounds by Johnny Poe. Sweeney brought the play in, Hank, and it was his number.
It surely was. 85, and Johnny Poe was on coverage. It was a zone that time. Gave him a lot of room in front. They had good pass protection. Finally caved in a little bit. Warren came in from the backside, but he got the ball right on the money to Sweeney. Look at this on the outside. Look where Johnny Poe is, way off of him, and he runs another almost 15 yards after he made the catch.
35-yard pickup makes it 1st and 10 at the 25. 5:07 remaining. Pollard to the 22-yard line. Gene Atkins and Sam Mills take him down.
Sam Mills, I tell you, he's amazing. All the ground he covers and all the tackles and all the plays he makes. It's tremendous. And you can't block him. Can't get him off his feet.
That tells the story.
3 yards, 2nd down, 7.
So does that.
Concerned, and justifiably so, in the face of Jim Mora.
2nd and 7 from the 22. Malone pumps, looks for Stallworth, now checks off and goes back the other way. Has the completion at the 16-yard line. It's Calvin Sweeney again, and the tackle was made by Dave Waymer.
He threw the ball into a lot of folks again that time. Sweeney made a great catch in a crowd.
Chuck Noll has to be happy with the last 2 plays by Sweeney. Calvin Sweeney, 8-year pro out of Southern Cal. I think he's got enough. He does. 1st down, Pittsburgh.
It's amazing the way as aggressive as both teams have been all afternoon, Tim. We haven't seen a screen at all, have we? Haven't seen a screen all afternoon, maybe one, but that's very rare. But
Don't forget the Giants and Redskins are next.
And even a draw. They haven't run many draw plays.
1st and 10 at the 15. 4 minutes exactly left to play.
Van Jake's over here one-on-one.
Malone looks right. Sweeney inside the 5. Again, he's working on Dave Waymer.
That was a great play on the part of Malone. He had a lot of time, but he looked everybody one way, and then he came back the other side. Look at him, over to the left side. Then he stops and goes to the right side and throws the ball to Sweeney and takes the ball out of bounds on about the 4.
1st and goal at the 4.
Outside left. Nope.
Inside give to the 2. Rodney Carter. Vaughn Johnson in the interior line of the Saints made the tackle. Clock continues to run.
They scored in that last play, earlier in the ball game with a fullback in motion. It looks like the outside is there to the left side with the same motion. Let's see what they do.
Second and goal from the 2. Inside the 2. Power straight ahead is Merrill Hodge, the rookie out of Idaho State.
It's like throwing popcorn at a battleship, trying to run inside like that. They're tough inside.
Ricky Jackson made the tackle. Why are they running with the rookie down inside the 2?
That's a good question. I really thought it looks like when they send the fullback in motion, Timmy, that the outside left is really vulnerable. Whether they go in there or not, I don't know. Let's see what they do.
Hodge comes out. Abercrombie and Pollard now are the setbacks. 3rd and goal from the 1.
Not now, it isn't. Now they're going right. There it is.
On the corner. Blocked by Ricky Jackson. He got a hand on the pass. Malone had his man open.
He did. He waited too long to throw the ball. He popped wide open in the flat and waited too long to throw the ball.
All right, you've got 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. You trail by 4. Field goal won't help you.
No, you got to go. You got to go. Watch this. Watch Ricky Jackson. Ball was deflected by Jackson, but he waited too long to get the ball in the flat to Pollard.
Pollard was wide open.
First timeout.
You heard New Orleans has just taken its first timeout. Now, is there enough time if they score for New Orleans to come back? Now, you've seen them a lot, Hank. Do they have that kind of offense where Hebert can take them right down under 2 minutes?
Well, you know, very frankly, I didn't think Pittsburgh had the kind of offense to do what they've just done, to take the ball all the way down the field against the Saints. And I'm sure the key is going to be where they get the ball in the kickoff return. If they get good field position, yes, I think they can.
Don't forget, coming up immediately following this game, the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. The Redskins, when you remove the 3 replacement games, are 4-3. They're sitting atop that NFC East. The Giants have struggled, but there are quality players on both sides of the ball, and a great rivalry that has developed into. Those 2 teams played for the championship last year, as you obviously know, and they will match up again this afternoon. That's coming up later on CBS. 9 plays, 61 yards. They've used up 3 minutes and 49 seconds of the clock. We have 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Saints lead it 20-14.
And the ball looks like it's right under 1, so they can't make a first down, Tim. They got to score.
Pollard and Abercrombie, the setbacks. Everybody in tight. Pollard doesn't get there. And no emotion from Jim Mora, but I'm sure there's a lot of relief. Brett Maxey got there first. He got help from Jim Wilkes, and everybody else closed it down.
Boy, you talk about a big leagues, great goal line stand. That was fantastic. Fantastic on the part of the Saints to stop him on that kind of a play. Here he sends the man in motion. Look at this on the outside. Abercrombie is trying to get a block. They cut inside. Look at the shot inside. I can't tell who that is. It might be Mills or Maxey, but I don't care who it was. It was a great performance on the part of the New Orleans Saints.
That's a great play by Jakes on the outside, closing this thing down and making it come back in.
And look at, and Elliott was in hot pursuit from the backside. Sam Mills, fantastic.
And Pittsburgh wants a timeout.
Watch Jim Moore's reaction to the goal line stand. Big sigh of relief, I guess. That's all.
I'll guarantee his insides are churning.
You're right. Boy, that's got to be one of the great goal line stands ever for the New Orleans Saints.
Frank Pollard came off
meaningful.
the field, Hank, and when he got to about the 10-yard line, just threw his helmet about 20 yards into the sideline. A half-filled Three Rivers Stadium. Folks are leaving even more quickly now. It is a cold, gray afternoon, and New Orleans, with a 20-14 lead, is backed up inside the one with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. It has been the defense and special teams for New Orleans today, and it has been the defense and special teams for the Steelers. So don't close this door yet. You can't put it in the books because the Pittsburgh defense has been strong. Ruben Mays, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, and I assume it'll be the running game that gets him out of here. Dalton Hilliard's the lone setback right now. And Hilliard spins, turns, and drives his way to about the 2-yard line. The first hit was made at about the goal line.
Yeah, he's strong. He's got great legs, good balance, and terrific going straight ahead because then he can cut right or left.
The 2-minute warning, 2014. We'll be back for the conclusion after this. 21-year history of the franchise. New Orleans has 2 timeouts left. The Steelers have 1.
They'll be dancing in the street tonight in New Orleans right after this game if the Saints win the game.
This is what it looks like now, the scramble for the wild card. New Orleans is about to move that to 8 wins and 3 losses. It's 2nd and 8. The give inside is Dalton Hilliard, and he's out to about the 4. And Pittsburgh uses its final timeout.
3rd timeout.
Now the AFC scramble for the wild card is also a little bit tight.
Seattle is a hot team. I'm going to leave right after the game to go to Seattle and do the Seattle Raider game tomorrow night. And Denver is in hot pursuit along with Pittsburgh here this afternoon. If they lose, Houston, it looks like they're losing this afternoon, so it's a scramble. Seattle, Denver.
Well, after you do that Seattle game, I'll hook up with you again about midweek down in New Orleans. We'll do that New Orleans-Tampa Bay game.
And that should be a fun game, especially if they win this game here this afternoon. It'll be the first time I've been home for a long time, Timmy. I left last Wednesday. Get back home next Wednesday.
Look at that. 2020 tie. Cincinnati.
Look at Cincinnati, Philadelphia, 31-24. Buffalo, that's a surprise.
The situation here at Three Rivers, 1 minute, 54 seconds remains. New Orleans leads 2014. The Steelers don't have any timeouts left. Hilliard. And Pittsburgh will get the ball back. So don't put this one in the books yet. Edmund Nelson made the tackle. Lorenzo Freeman got the assist.
Now the question is whether Pittsburgh is going to rush the kicker to try to block the kick and take a chance of roughing the kicker, or whether they'll just forsake that, try to get good field position and try to win it that way. Interested to see what reaction they have to this challenge that's coming up.
What would you do here, Hank?
Well, I wouldn't take a chance. I don't think you can afford to take a chance of roughing the kicker. and giving them the ball back. I think with Woodson back there, the great runner that he is, and with great speed, I'd give him a chance to run the kick back.
Delay offense.
And a delay by the offense will back it up a little bit more. They all went over to the sidelines, so that hurts. Now, when we met with Jim Moore last night, Jim told us that Brian Hansen is very slow. He's got a 3-step kick. He takes his time. There is pressure, although Pittsburgh's a return team. If you're going to get a block, Hank, that's the guy you want to go after.
You're right.
Here we go.
They're all up there. Let's see if they go after him. It looks like they're going to do it.
Hansen's back there, all the way against the line.
They're going after him.
They're going to take the
Give him a safety. Good play. Give him a safety. A good play.
So they take the offensive safety. That'll make it a 2016 ball game, and now they'll have the free kick.
That's a good call. Good call on the part of Jim Moore and his coaching staff. It's a good move.
Why didn't you tell me that when I asked you what you would do?
Why didn't you say it? Why didn't you?
I was asking the question.
Good move.
All right, so it's 2016 now. It draws ever so close with 1:05 remaining. And again, I will tell you that Rod Woodson has world-class speed. He has come close to breaking a couple already this afternoon. He'll be joined by Dwight Stone. Lupe Sanchez comes into the ball game now and replaces Stone. So again, they're going for that speed back there with Lupe Sanchez and Rod Woodson. Don't forget, coming up next, the Giants and the Redskins. I might get home in time to see the second half of that.
Should be a good game.
Brian Hansen gets the free kick. He'll be standing at the 15. He just took a warm-up, and everybody started running. All his teammates thought he was doing it for real. So they go back, line up, and it's set to do it again. This will be Woodson at the 24. Ball's loose. Pittsburgh has it, and they may have gained a couple of yards out of it. Merrill Hodge, I think, came up with it. Well, we'll wait till they come out of this pocket and see what happens. They may have gained 4 yards. Nonetheless, we've got 53 seconds remaining in the ball game. There is a miss now, a light miss here at Three Rivers.
Woodson, the ball in the wrong arm, drops the football. The sports out of there. It looked like somebody in the bottom pile had it and squirted out. Pittsburgh recovered.
53 seconds left for Malone. 3-man rush by the Saints. Stallworth has it at the 37. No timeouts left for Pittsburgh. We're down to 40 seconds. Van Jakes made the tackle. 18-yard pickup.
They got a 3-man rush. 3-man rush, dropping back 8.
And there's going to be a flag against New Orleans, I believe, for delay of game. Or is it? Yes, sir.
Encroachment number 75.
Encroachment, he never even got back. Do they put time back on the clock, Hank?
I would think they would. They should. They're not doing it, however. Why wouldn't they?
That's what the Steelers wanted. Clock continued to roll when the flag was on the field. Right now, there's 33. You can see the clock.
3-man rush again.
Malone looks, fires complete. Inside the 15, Ouija Thompson.
They got a 3-man rush. They got a stunt, which slows down the rush. Got plenty of time to throw. Step throw over the top of the defensive back to Weezy Thompson. Makes the catch.
18-yard pickup. Thompson got out of bounds with 26 seconds left.
Now they got to go into the end zone, go up on top, try to score.
This time they bring more folks. Throw underneath. Complete. Sweeney's got it inside the 5. 17 seconds left.
He ought to throw it out of bounds. Stop that clock.
9 seconds. The sack stops the clock with 6 seconds. Again, it's Pat Swilling. Steelers want a flag.
It was a mistake. They should have just lined up on the ball and threw the ball out of bounds to stop the clock. Wasted a lot of time, Tim.
Instead of 2 plays, now they have 1. And the clock's rolling. Then it last play of the game. Malone fires. Intercepted. Dave Waymer has the interception. And that's the ball game. If you want excitement, we've got it, Hank.
Boy, what a game. What a game. What a great, great win for the New Orleans Saints. First winning season in the history of the franchise. To come back like they did. That goal line stand was incredible. As I mentioned, Saints fans could be dancing and parading down the street, down in Bourbon Street in New Orleans tonight, starting right now.
Let's see if the receiver gets cut here.
He falls down. Look at, he gets tripped up and falls down. Waymer makes the interception. That was Sweeney. Sweeney fell down. Interception by Waymer.
So New Orleans has its first winning season in the 21-year history of the.
And hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Brandt.